Welcome back to the Journeyman. Transfer window is over, winter break is also over, and the Danish second division is back again. As you can see, we've played a bunch of friendlies to get back in shape, and also I think the last game we played was against Vandløse, which we drawn, and I also played the next 3 games just to get the season rolling. Yes, as promised, we will take a look at our transfer window and what we have, what interesting choices I've made during these couple of months. Transfer history. Alright, as you can see, I'm not sure if you remember Emil Thomsen. He was one of our key players when we got to the club. As you can see, he's been here for 5 years. But he didn't really perform, and as many key players do, they start complaining when they don't get their minutes. And since he's one of the few players which we pay in this club, this brilliant club, I just told him that he had to work his ass off to get back in the team, and if he didn't like it, then he could bugger off, really. So he handed in a transfer request, as you do, and his numbers are quite good, but I'm not really that disappointed to lose him. He did play 1 match in which he scored his 3 goals, so his average rating is a bit, a bit on steroids in my opinion. As you can see, we've only loaned him out to Frem, who is actually a competitor in the league, but Emil Thomsen's contract was running out at the end of this season anyways, so I decided that as long as we don't pay his wages, we couldn't get anything for him transfer wise. I tried handing him out to every club interested, but none. No clubs had any interest in him, so I thought, Frem wants to loan him, so as long as we don't have to pay his wages, that's fine with me. As you can see, we've also lost Jonas Erngård, Jørning Ernie. We've lost him on a free. He wasn't on a contract at our club. I tried to convince him to stay, but he didn't want to. And actually, I don't blame him. I think Skiu are doing, yes, they are in first position in the second division. Not the one we're battling in, but the other Danish second division. I know, confusing, but I understand. And he's not in any bad standing. He wasn't really performing too well, I think, so we got him for free and we lost him for free. He did a fine job, no problem there. And another one we've just lost, we didn't lose him to any other club. I just had another brawl with he's not a key player of the squad, but I guess you remember Offenberg. I did hand him some games. His stats and his skills aren't really that great. As you can see, he's scored 2 goals in 6 appearances, so, an alright squad player, but that's it. He wasn't on a contract at the club, and I tend to forget that if you put players on the transfer list when they don't have a contract, they just leave the club. Simple as that. The same thing happened with another player who was at the club when I got here. I've already forgotten all about him, so not that big a deal. And I guess the same will happen to Christian Offenberg. he did a fine job, but the thing about that deal that I'm most concerned about is that he was an influential player in the squad. No, he was a highly influential player, and he was, I don't know, third choice captain or something. He did stay a few years here at the club, but he was plus 30. He didn't really perform. I decided that it wasn't a problem. We have 2 young attacking prospects who I haven't talked that much about, but they are doing bits in the youth team, as you can see. Marco Altschuler, very German sounding, like that. You see 10 appearances, 9 goals, 5 assists, not that bad. And then the one of our prospects, which, well, this is by far the guy I have most hopes in, Christian Gertsen. As you can see, he's played 18 games, 14 goals, and he already has alright skills. He is lacking some, passing one, long shots one. He doesn't have all the technical abilities to really perform, but he has that determination that you need in order for a prospect to grow into something useful. So I think we will hand some minutes to these 2 guys, now that Offenberg isn't at the club anymore. And as you can see, Thomas Christiansen is in the starting lineup, which is a huge gamble. He really wasn't performing at the start of the season, and I just decided to dump him. He's not on a contract either, but he's maintained a nice morale throughout the season, even though he hasn't been handed any games. So I thought, well, last season, before we came to the club, he scored in almost half his game. Well, more than half. That's great math for me, really. So I thought we might get something from him, and I tried him out in one of the friendly games which we played. That was against Silkeborg KFUM, and he only gotten and scored 2 goals, so I decided to count on him, which is why I didn't promise anything to Offenberg, which had led him to leave the club. So now all of our eggs are in Thomas Christiansen's bag, but we'll be fine. We're doing great at the moment. If we just get back to the transfer history, we didn't let anyone else go, but as you can see, I realized that both our backup goalkeepers were leaving at the end of this season. We're paying them both. They are youngsters. We're not paying them that much, but they are both rubbish. Not anyone I would count on. So I decided to get this one in. He didn't have any contract. He wasn't at any club. As you can see, he didn't play anything. No matches for Fredericia. And for the last year, he hasn't played. So I thought he was an okay deal. He's almost as good as our first string goalkeeper, so this might be one we'll be willing to count on in future seasons. This one I'm very pleased about. A solid center back. As you can see, he is 35, and as we've already established in this game, I like a 30 plus player, apparently. We are paying him, but it's not that much. It's something we can deal with, and he's got solid stats. Even though he is 35, his physics is just unbelievable for this level. So, well, I guess his natural fitness is starting to go down, but no problem. He is decent. He is the best center back at the club right now, so I'm very pleased about that. As you saw in the last episodes, we've switched formation to a 4-4-2 diamond, and because of that, I have loaned in another player able to play the attacking midfield role. At the moment we have Mads Falk and Jeppe Carstensen, who are alright, but with this guy, who is, yeah, he's quite alright. As you can see, only 18, so he counts as an under 21 player, which is always nice, and his skills are quite nice, both attacking and defending. Doesn't really have any too outstanding weaknesses, so we've loaned him at OB, paying nothing, so win-win. That's actually it for this transfer window. As you can see, we played a bunch of friendly matches just to get back in shape. Not really that much to talk about. We started performing well down here, and that's when I guess that started when I changed the formation a little bit. As you've seen, it's been a couple of months. I've had some time to re-evaluate our tactics, and I've tweaked a bit. And I almost feel like we have a not quite sure if you can say a starting lineup for sure, but I think these are the guys I'm gonna count on. Our first choice, right back, Sebastian Frederiksen, had an injury, and I thought Sebastian Østergaard had played some matches as a wing back apparently, so I started training him as a right back, and he's only gotten performed excellent. As you can see in the last two matches, assists in both, and a brilliant performance against HIK in our last game, which we are definitely going to see the highlights from. That's one of the best matches we played all season. HIK were, well, before we met them, they were placed first in the league, but then we just got in and beat their asses, and now they are losing. We have blasted their morale to pieces, which is nice. But as you can see, Østergaard, he's alright defensively, he can pass, and he also has that cross in him, which we are using to the fullest by now. So this is our formation. I like it a lot. I pushed the central midfielders further inside, but they are both told to go wide, and then all of our width are going from the attacking wide wing backs. And as you see, I've also pushed Falk up just to increase our opportunities in the goalkeeping area. Alright, enough talking. Should we go through some highlights? Well, these matches weren't really... Yeah, you know what? We will take him. Our last game was against Van Løses, so I guess we should watch the goals from our games, which we've done to this date, so why change anything by now? As you can see, we performed well, but we will just watch the goals. Can't really remember what position Marienlyst was in. I guess we will see. So Frederiksen, that was probably before he got injured. Great pass to Ingvarsen, as... Yeah, Ingvarsen has started to perform very well lately. It's funny with these old attackers. And another perfect long shot from Bike Kastrup. He's by far proven to be our best long shot taker, and he's really become one of my favorite players in the squads. A great ball winner, but also has that finishing touch about him. So this was a very tight game, as you can see, against Slagelse. Our defense was rubbish, but I guess we made a lot of chances anyways. Oh yeah, I remember this game. Our goalkeeper Peter Ravn was just rubbish. He really made some howlers. Maybe this one as well. Yeah, I really should have had that one also. I really think he's been performing at a decent level throughout the season, but this game he was rubbish, and here just a brilliant deep pass. And Ingvarsen, he's lost a bit of pace and he doesn't finish as well anymore. Well, that is if you look at the skills. And as you can see, our working attacker, Morten Schmidt, just always in the right position and just working his ass off to get there. I think this Trane guy, they lost to another club. Yeah, they lost him to one of the leading sides in the league. I was also very interested in him. He wasn't on a paying contract, and as you also can see here, Milfart picked him up for nothing as well, and he's performed well in this season, so no problem. We have our youngsters, and Thomas Christiansen is back as a scoring forward all of a sudden. And then this match, 2-2 against Fram. Yeah, I think we played all right. As you can see, we had a send-off in the 79th minute to Patrick Buch Andersen. So I guess it was alright to finish this with a draw. That's just awful marking, as you can see. But that happens from time to time. That's nothing new. Ingvarsen with the cross, and then Kastrup with another long shot. He is just performing out of this world by now. So we conceded a penalty. Not that much you can do about that. And then Erngård. Yeah. Well, I wasn't too excited to see him leave, but what can you do? Well, as you see, we played with 3 strikers at the end, even though we were lacking one man. But that's probably our backup plan for when we are down a couple of goals. Yeah, so we played a lot of friendlies, nothing to show there. We played all right. And then the first game after the break, we played Skovshul, who are rock bottom in the league. I think they had 2 points or something, so we really should win. And as you can see, it was 0-0 at halftime, and I was furious. So I guess I yelled a bunch of stuff at the guys, and they just started performing. So I guess I have some motivational skills by now. A tackling path there from Nørgaard out to Østergaard with the cross, and Mads Falk in scoring position with a nice goal. Schmidt to Christiansen. Christiansen runs at it, and he just puts it out in the corner. And that was it. A nice win, not too much drama, just doing the work necessary. And then, excuse me, in our last game, as I've already mentioned, we faced HIK Hellerup, who are, yeah, so now they are in second position, but they were in first when we met them, and I didn't really have any hopes whatsoever. But as you can see, we played outstanding, and I almost feel like we should watch key highlights, because this is just the greatest performance from the guys. I was just I was actually proud. I was almost sad that I didn't share this one with you, so I guess we should watch it together. We'll just watch the key highlights then. And as you can see in the stats, we were just rocking them. Alright, Wollesen out wide. So tactics wise, I've told the guys to focus more on playing the flanks, even though we only have wing backs. I guess the strikers do run down in the channels, but really it's the wing backs. But almost all of our chances come from crosses from our wing backs, so I thought, why not? This is what we're already depending upon, so why not? There, a nice finish from Schmidt. I think Fat was there. Yeah, Fat got the assist. I also feel like after we've pushed Falk up in a proper attacking midfield role, he is shining a lot more. It is his preferred role, so I think we should keep on doing that. I guess Christiansen was a bit lucky there, but as long as he hits the goal with the header at this level, there's always a chance that the goalkeeper will fondle a bit and just push it the last bit of the way into the goal. So yeah, he is a guy we're counting on for the rest of the season. And if he doesn't, we have two brilliant prospects playing attackers, so why not? It's a great shot from Smith there, but wasn't going in. Alright, so we're 3-0 now. Only played 27 minutes. That's a close one there. Alright cross from Smith, but wasn't meant to be. And there you go. An amazing cross from Rizvic. Alright, so this was our 3-0 goal, apparently. So the scoreboard just always says 3-0 when you're watching highlights. I actually didn't know that. I'll try to remember that for another time, but yeah. Alright, so there with a free kick and an awesome block there from Peter Ravn, who is trying to prove himself from that last, well, awful game he played. I was so disappointed. He's really been playing alright for, well, all season, I think. He just had that one game just not being able to catch the ball. And there, Østogan with a rare loss of possession, but Albrechtsen is there with the clearance. Alright, so, well, as you've noticed, I don't really know the rules about these highlights, apparently. As you see, nice passes, just stretching the game. Stretching the game again. It's really like watching Liverpool, I guess. A close one there from Christiansen. No, but it just seems that our wingbacks just play each other all over again with long passes, which is nice. Alright, Rizvic. Can he start a counter-attack? He does. That's close. But it's full time. We could have had a fourth one there, but 3-0. That is very pleasing. And so we have reached today where we are playing AB. AB are positioned, well, they are just above us in the league. As you can see, we've pushed up into the promotion group, which would be nice. If we can win against AB, that could mean a sealed place in this. No, I will not promise anything yet. That's stupid. Forget it. But perhaps after our game against AB, we will look more. Well, we only have 4 matches left before we go into the promotion and relegation group, so it is starting to get exciting. But I guess you will have to wait and see in the next episode where we will play AB. See you then.